All right, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Dunk Talk, episode 30. My name is Dylan Haugen, 5'11", 16-year-old dunker from Minnesota. And today we're here with our co-host Hunter and a very special guest. So, Hunter, why don't you introduce yourself, and we'll get to Dylan.
Yeah, guys, I'm Hunter Castona, 6'1" dunker from Wisconsin, and our special guest today is Dylan. He's on the come up right now, so if you don't know who he is, obviously we're going to talk about his journey, and also definitely go give him a follow after this. But make sure you stay tuned for it. And Dylan, if you want to introduce yourself, you can right now.
Yeah, go with
Hi, my
go
name
with.
is
Let's hear real quick. Let's hear age, height, and yeah, obviously like name and stuff.
my name is Dillan McCarthy. I'm 5'9". I'm a dunker, supposedly from New York. 5'9" and 3/4, 18. Pretty young then. Just turned 18, September 5th. So I got some time ahead of me to start dunking still. Maybe like 25 years or so, maybe.
Yes, sir. But yeah, Dylan's been going crazy recently, so wanted to have him up on here. He just tested crazy vertical too, so got a lot to talk about. But just starting off, what was kind of like your intro to sports as a kid? Like, what'd you do when you were younger?
Intro to sports, so what I did, I've been playing volleyball since I was after 6th grade. So I played JV 7th grade. I was really short. Like, for example, like 4'10", and like that age, like 7th grade, really short. But I still tried to touch backboard and stuff. But I still didn't play front row in volleyball because I was back row always. I played the barrow, but I mainly stuck around volleyball, not really basketball, because I didn't really have good coaches in my district. So I mainly stuck with volleyball because I got the good reaction time and explosiveness that not many people have at early age, like I do. But I mainly stuck with volleyball. I kept basketball on the side just to have fun with friends, but volleyball is my main because I also want to plan to play maybe professional in the future if I get to that path.
Yeah, that's super cool. I didn't know you played volleyball, but makes a lot of sense. So yeah,
Yeah, I'm practicing the left
um,
right left approach a bit too.
yeah, for sure. So what was your like intro to like dunking specifically, kind of as a sport?
Introduction to dunking. I remember seeing Jordan Kilgannon at that Dunk League 2 with Shaq in 2016. I remember showing my parents back then, even though I couldn't even dunk on a 7.5 foot hoop at all. I was a midget. But that gave me some spirit to start jumping a little bit. But usually after gym class was over, or something like that, I tried to touch backboard and I was 4'10". And I did it once and it shocked me. I was like, ooh, I start jumping because I'm really short and touch backboard. I might as well go for it. But then I was one of those short kids that kind of got like not really picked on, but a little bit picked on because I was shorter, but I could still jump a little bit, but that didn't really matter because I was short. But yeah,
Yeah, for sure. So during that time, did you like lower them at all or anything? Because obviously, like your hands are getting really good now, but is that something that you practiced at all or not really?
and I didn't really low rim honestly. I've only been low rimming for like left hand only, just to practice that because I'm not used to left hand dunks really. But I try to, I just try new dunks on 10 foot immediately. I don't really low rim at all, at generally at all. Only low rimming is for left hand. New dunks 10 foot no matter what. I try all my dunks on 10 foot no matter what it is. I just keep trying until I get it, and then I rep it out on 10 foot. Low rimming is just for like at a friend's house, for example, like that. I don't really practice low rimming unless I break one of my hoops in my backyard and I can't raise it up, for example.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So I know you obviously said you were like 4'10" in, seventh grade, eighth grade, or whatever. So when did you kind of like hit your growth spurt?
I hit my growth spurt mid 8th grade, like after I broke my kneecap. So I broke my kneecap when I was 1 foot jumping at the Y I dunk at and seen my videos on one of the hoops there is doing like a 1 foot layup, like between the legs. And I put a lot of force on my knees by doing a leg press in the gym class by doing 500 pounds on it, which is not a good idea. because that really weakened the legs. But and then I went for 1 foot jump and it ran in half. I got lucky. It was a clean cut, so I was in a full leg cast from my hip down to my toes, and then I had to wait 3 months in a full leg cast with a stupid boot on and cast. I couldn't go to school, so I kind of skipped on that. Stayed home, just played games pretty much, and then after that, I started slowly getting back into jumping. Like like 5 months after I started to jump, and I had like a 2 inch vertical, which is really unimpressive. But and then I just kept working at it in school. So I did in school. I took the opportunity while I'm hearing the teachers talk about nonsense as they do nowadays, and just do seated calf raises every single day in class. And I have like 4 pairs of broken shoes just from doing seated calf raises in class because that constant like flexion of the shoe going like that broke the shoe because it was like cloth, which is stupid. But yeah,
Yeah, that's crazy. So did you do any other like did you like have a structured like lifting thing when you were kind of in that high school range? Because I know you said you were like doing 500 on leg press, which is pretty good. So
um, yeah, I had a little bit of structure like beginning. Like after I broke my kneecap, I did bounce kit for like 3 months, and I just did my own thing. But then recently, like the past like 8 months, I bought what was it, Jump Master for a bit, and then I tried that out for like a week, and then I was like, go back to my own thing, and then my own thing is starting to work again because I'm just training calves over and over and over again, and hip-based dominant exercises in the pool, especially. I don't really follow any other structured program. I just kind of do my own thing. It's kind of weird to explain, but I don't follow anything.
So you don't do any like traditional squats or anything?
Yeah, I do those a lot. I
Okay.
do those like in slow variations. So I do 225 for 20 reps, and then I for 4 sets. So I go down really slow, and then I shoot up as fast as I can. No matter if I feel like I'm gonna fail, I keep going at it. But I mainly do that in variation. I don't. I've never PR'd in any lift actually, except bench press, which is weird. I don't like to stress out my legs. It's really weird.
yeah, that's crazy. It's definitely different than most people right now. So do you know like generally what your maxes would be if you were to max out?
I could use a calculator because I asked one of my friends a while ago about a calculator app to see how much I could lift. I mean, he told me if I'm doing 225 for 20 reps or 4 sets, I mean, I feel like I can keep going, but I don't want to stress out my legs and then break both my kneecaps if I jump. I'm thinking maybe 405 for like 3 reps, maybe. I no clue honestly. I'm not really a PR
Yeah.
type of guy. I just like to do it to get more explosive and more elastic. I don't go for the big numbers. I just stay the relative same and add more volume to it.
Yeah, for sure. Have you like researched jumping and stuff, or is this just generally kind of like what's worked for you? Just kind of, going
I
off that.
researched some things from just seeing videos from Isaiah Rivera, Journey to a Gannon. I took a bunch of the exercises from the bounce kit and the jump master and just kind of implemented it into my own little blob type thing. And I just do it at random times when I feel it. But I occasionally just hit calves, quads, hips, and a lot of shoulders, especially for like power dunks. I generalize it in shoulders, hips, quads, and calves mainly.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely very different, especially like the high rep ranges. I know a lot of guys like, Killian and Isaiah typically stay like 8 and under, but yeah, that's really interesting. So for your jump days, how often do you jump, and did you go through periods where you like, jump differently than now, or is it generally been the same?
I try to jump 7 days a week normally. I try to go. It ranges based on like how I'm feeling. So if I feel like I'm gonna jump low, I'm just gonna practice some left hands, like left-handed dunks. But I generally try to do 7 days a week, 100% effort all the time. But if I can't get the dunking, I try to make it up the next day by doing more. repetitions. So I just try to jump every single day of the week, and no really rest days unless I have like knee pain, because I've had PFP past like 3 months, but it doesn't hurt my jumping or affect it in some way, because I think I'm jumping higher with PFP than I when I didn't, which is weird. I I generally don't know how to explain it. I feel like an alien, honestly, because like how I progress, even with injuries, I feel like I can keep jumping higher and higher, even though I have pain in my body, even though I'm not even resting.
Yeah, that's just
You might be the
absurd that you can
freakiest
jump.
person we've ever talked to, bro.
Dude,
What the heck?
this is
Make those make
insane.
sense.
Like 7 days is actually like insane. Like I'm surprised that
Especially
you
with
can
like
still.
non-traditional training, like 20 reps squats, like bro. Yeah,
I
that is
don't.
insane.
I'm like I just don't know how you're standing right now, or like how you
I
still
guess
jumping
he's
and
yeah,
stuff.
he's
Because
not, but
I mean,
gosh.
how long have you been doing 7 days a week for?
Um, Past like year or so, because I got my first dunk like less than 2.5 years ago, but I didn't really start putting in the effort until like a year and a half ago. When I got like it was after I got my first windmill. It's kind of like a progression page, like progression stage on my page.
Yeah,
First dunk, and then it goes up from like each different dunk. I try to make a different post on each new dunk I make. I don't like to post the same dunk, so I'm gonna try to aim for that unless I get a really nasty dunk or something like that.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm just like I'm trying to think of stuff, bro. I'm just in shock because I did not expect that at all. So have you really dealt with like any injuries besides PFP and like knee pain, or has it just been typical like tendonitis stuff?
Yeah, the biggest setback was the broken kneecap, but other than that, other injuries were just sprained thumbs from volleyball,
Like,
shoulder pain,
yeah,
like tendonitis in shoulders from like spiking a lot, and mainly some knee pain. I've only been getting PFP for the past like 3 months, like I said earlier, because I've been jumping more consistently on different plants because I've been practicing left, right, left, right foot, left foot, and then my dominant plant, practicing different approaches. So I've been jumping a bit more than 7 days a week. If there was like 8 days a week, that's probably what it'd be, honestly.
oh, bro, what? That is so crazy. But like in the past year, you haven't had like any like serious injuries.
No, nothing other than that. Just sprained thumbs, uh, shoulder pain from volleyball, and some quad tendonitis, I guess. But I stretch that out easily.
We know people that can't even handle like one day a week, bro. Going 8 days a week plus weight room, that is actually probably the craziest thing I've ever heard. And
Yeah, I
so, I
try
mean,
every single day. Like
yeah,
during
I see
college,
the,
every single day at college, I go to dunk. Like before class, then after school's over, dunk for like another hour until the basketball team arrives at, what is it, like 2:50 or so, and then I'm like, oh, I gotta leave, go home, uh, sit here, exercise. I got dumbbells to my left, bunch of weights next to me. So if I'm like home doing nothing, because I feel like I'm unproductive if I just sit still and do nothing. So I'm always like exercising and moving, even if I'm like playing games. Oh, like playing like a match, lose it or win it, exercise, do a set, go back to my game, resume, and then exercise and keep going over and over. Do it different exercises each time.
don't you have a job too, bro?
Yeah.
Or no? What? How do you have time, bro? All right, that's actually crazy. We'll definitely come back to the dunks, but I see the vert trader in the back, so definitely want to talk about your recent test. So we all saw, or most of the people probably saw your test, your 49 inch vert test. Have you been testing like consistently, or is that just like a one-time try it out type of
That
thing?
was the first time I ever tried my vertical. We'll test it
Yeah.
because I
What was
never
your
had access
reach?
to it.
Yeah,
7, 8.5 on the dot.
7, 8.5. Is that in shoes?
No.
Not in
Oh yeah,
shoes.
yeah. Let me rephrase that. In the shoes I wore like those white running shoes, the
Yeah.
Nike Free Run 2018, and they're a little bit beat down. So maybe if they're new, I would maybe get like 7 feet 8 inches and like point like 5/8 or so like that. But it's a little bit beat down from just like jumping a lot in them. But in those exact shoes, it's 7, 8.5.
Okay,
But
yeah,
say
that
like
makes sense.
mellows or something like that, I'd probably do like 7, 9. But I don't like dunking in those because those are like
Yeah,
big clunky shoes.
yeah. As long as it's the shoes that you like tested in, then yeah, it doesn't really matter. Because I mean, like
Yeah.
obviously, if you were to test again in like mellows or something, you'd measure in those. But so, what did
Hmm.
you touch?
11, 9.5.
Holy crap, bro! That is insane. So I know I saw you kind of talking about it a little bit in like your captions and stuff. And so would you even say it like that was like a good jumping day, or was that just like average?
Yeah, I was generally pissed off at myself because I planned a week prior for the basketball team to be there to like give me the hyped up energy to get that adrenaline effect. And I had like the worst diet. I felt like because I during that jumping day I like starved myself during those each jumps. I was like starving and my stomach was growling. I was like, oh, I'm gonna try to get 50 because I think I can do it. But then the basketball team wasn't there. I was like, oh, I gotta do this with 3 people in the gym just recording me because I tried to get 3 different angles, but I didn't get any energy or nutrition. So I feel like I kind of lost out on energy, adrenaline, which kind of sucks. So I'm trying to plan out another day where I get adrenaline with the basketball team watching me. Because that one post I had is the post prior to the height check, not the height check, the test. I did a height check where I got my head like level with the rim or a little bit over it because that's when they were watching me. I had the big adrenaline effect. It's like, oh, might as well height check. Pointed over my girlfriend across the gym to record me because I'm even lucky I had it on film. And yeah, that's what I posted. And I was like, oh, I think I can test 50. So I bought that, came like a week later, tested it. I was like, 49. I didn't test 50 because I didn't have adrenaline on me. But soon enough, I'll get 50 hopefully. And within for 2025, hopefully, which is that adrenaline effect. I just wish there was a way I can inject it in my arm. I can just have that constant effect of adrenaline so I could jump higher than 49 inches.
Do you take
Mhm.
caffeine at all?
No.
Could probably experiment with that a little bit because that's a big thing that a lot of dunkers take before their sessions.
Yeah,
Dylan's experimented with it.
literally just energy drink like 200 milligrams. It helps with
Literally,
Yeah,
that.
what
I
I
mean,
do, just water, Gatorade, and a protein shake. Pretty much it.
yeah. So if I were you, I would. I mean, like for me, I can't take caffeine that well just because I don't react very well to it. I get like these headaches and stuff just by like, let's say a quarter of 200 milligrams, so it'll be 500, or sorry, 50. So like I would start slow. I wouldn't just jump right into it, but that's definitely something you could try to see if that's like if you could get that like you said, the adrenaline effect, because that does
Mm.
help a lot of dunkers like get that jitteriness and just they just get a little bit more energy. So it kind of just helps the full process. But
Yeah, I think I could experiment with it. Honestly, I want to try it, but I don't want to be like get a sugar crash and then like get 3 good jumps and then I'm gonna jump lower a little bit. You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah,
want to get that
it's
huge
the
sugar
thing is
crash.
it's different than sugar. Like sugar would just like drop off immediately, but with caffeine, it's like it lasts for hours. Like if I take literally just one energy drink, like I still feel it like 4 hours after. It's crazy how much it does. But yeah, definitely something you could experiment with.
Kind of like
Yeah.
caffeine. Like what is it called? Not creatine. Is it
Like
creatine?
no, creatine is a like something in your body that just like regulates. Hunter, can you
Yeah.
explain this better than me?
I mean, I don't know exactly. I
It's
mean, I
like
know it
creatine, like
builds.
it like allows you to work hard and like build muscle, basically. Like it's like
Yeah, it
yeah.
builds
So
muscle
like
faster.
yeah, exactly.
But
Okay.
just the caffeine is kind of just something for energy.
It's
So people
literally
would
just
just
like a
take it.
shot of adrenaline. Yeah,
Yeah, so you could literally take it like a lot of people take it like 15 minutes before they just start jumping, and then it
yeah,
lasts throughout the literally the whole session. But like they don't like just down it; they take sips on sips, and then over time it just stays there for the time being of the session. So
yeah, yeah, for sure. So I know obviously you're kind of talking about like 49 like being like a not so great day. So would you say like that's like what do you think you jump like on an average day? Like I know you're saying you're jumping like 7 days a week. Like what would you say generally you're jumping
Uh,
most of those days?
Average day. because I know it's 7 days a week, so I got to average that in. Each day I try to jump. I say at least like 47 and above. There's not really because I have to jump at least like 46 inches to put my arm in the rim, and I always end off the session with a honey dip or something like that. So that's what I normally do. So that's how I know it kind of stays in that general range. There's not really one day I've missed a honey dip.
Yeah, yeah, that's crazy. So do you, I mean, obviously, I kind of like from my, this is just like how I felt about like your dunking. Like I like rarely saw your stuff and I just saw you post like randomly like 3 times in one day, like you did today. So I kind of just assumed that like you were the type of dude to just like pull up to a gym, like do 3 dunks and leave. Like that's kind of what I thought it was. I didn't know that you were doing like stuff every single day. And I think I'm guessing that's what a lot of people assume. So do you like record all your sessions and everything, or do you just like not post it or
Yeah,
what?
I get clips, but I generally try to post the good dunks. I have like maybe like 3,000 videos of me just dunking in the past like 2.5 years. I could probably post, but if that's like I don't want to spam all that on there. Yeah, I post like maybe like 3 posts every like week or so. I don't post too often unless I get a new dunk or like I honestly don't know, but I maybe should start posting
Yeah.
all the clips I have because I
No,
have
yeah,
so many.
I feel I feel you for not like posting, just like spamming Instagram. But have you ever considered like doing like YouTube or something? Just kind of like keep an archive of your sessions or
Yeah, they're not like full length, like 40-minute type sessions or anything like that. I try to generally like record like new dunks I get or just like a dunk. There's so many dunks that like punched in hard, ball hit the floor before I landed. Good attempts I don't have on camera because there's no one there to film me because I don't have a tripod. I rely on just asking, "Oh, hey, can you record this for me?" That's what I normally do. Normally,
Yeah, that's, I
yeah.
mean, I would say because obviously jumping again 46 inches almost every single day is kind of insane. So you could honestly get insane sessions just by like getting a tripod and just literally setting it up, and then you just obviously have to edit it a little bit. But I mean, a lot of people just like to see the content of how sessions actually go for most people. Just because again, everybody's not making every single dunk every single time. Obviously, everybody knows that, but just seeing what you're working on and just seeing how your training actually affects your dunking and like how high you're jumping every single week to week. It's a lot of people like to watch that kind of content, especially like obviously the dunk guys in the community. But then, like he said, you can just have an archive of all your dunks and just see your progress over time from posting full length videos, because then you can see like, oh, I'm barely hitting windmills, and then a year later, it's like my bad days, I'm still punching windmills. So it's like you can kind of see over time like your progress as well. So
Yeah, it's a fun
yeah.
way to do it. Yeah. So do you like I know that you've talked about like being a welder or something. Like I know that that's your job right now, but would you like dunking to be your job in the future, or is it just kind of like a hobby for you right now?
A little bit of a hobby, sort of. I'm only doing the welding for my associate's degree right now because I did like this BOCES program at my high school. I'm going to my college for 1 year, but I'm doing that for my associate's degree, and then I'm probably going to take the second year for physical therapy, so I get the easy classes out of the way, like math and such, so I don't have to really worry about all the harder stuff or any of the other waste of time classes when I can focus on sports medicine because that's like my main job I want to do. But dunking could be a potential job, a full time job, just like for fun, shows, contests, maybe a FIBA 3x3 dunk contest potentially in the future. But I don't really think I'm that good to be doing that. But I think I'm far from that.
Well, I mean, maybe not your dunks yet, since everyone there just just push offs and stuff, but you definitely jump high enough to do that. So I mean, yeah, especially if you're like repping out dunks 7 days a week, like I don't see why that wouldn't happen eventually. So yeah, super bright future for sure. Yeah. Yeah, that's another reason to do like YouTube and stuff just to kind of get yourself out there more. let more people see you, and then obviously like you can make money off YouTube and stuff, off ad revenue and whatever. But yeah, again, just kind of like different routes dunkers take, but obviously whatever you want to do is, gonna be the best. So yeah. I know me and you kind of talked a little bit before Wisconsin dunk camp about you coming to Wisconsin. Obviously that didn't work out, but what do you like plan on coming to dunk camp eventually? Because I know everyone would absolutely love to see you in person.
Yeah, I'm hoping one of these few days. I want to go to both, but I'm like on the unlucky part because I'm on the far right side of the country, so I have the furthest drive almost to each one, especially Utah, especially. I'd probably have to take a plane or so to each one. So it's kind of a gotta do it cost effectively because there's two dunk contests, well, not dunk contests, dunk camps within like 2 month time or so. So it could be pretty expensive for two plane travels.
Yeah, we all generally fly. I mean, obviously the people that are close drive, but yeah, it's definitely a lot for, just a week of dunking, but at the same time, it's the most fun week of the year. So even if you can just make it out to one, like it's definitely worth it and it'll get your name out there a ton for sure. But yeah, it would be crazy to see you in a group session because I know, have you ever like dunked with anyone else before? Not really.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah, dude. That would that's some real adrenaline right there. That's like equivalent of 1,000 milligrams caffeine, basically. That's
Yeah, I
crazy.
just
But
solo everything I do pretty much. Just ask
yeah,
people to record me every time I feel like I'm good. Take the phone, record me, because I feel bad for people all the time when I ask them to record because if I miss a dunk, oh, like, hey, record again, record again. I think I got it next time. Miss it again, and then it repeats. I'm like, oh, I feel bad for them because they're just sitting there doing this. It's like,
yeah, yeah, I feel that. I mean, you can definitely you gotta just find a tripod, bro. You can get them for like $15 at Walmart. But
for
that'll
sure.
definitely that'll solve that problem for sure. But yeah, you definitely would love to see, more content. But yeah, I like what you're doing for sure. So yeah, I mean, obviously we see the TFB shirt. Have you like done any events or like had any like event interest yet, or not too much?
Um, Not necessarily. I haven't really got involved with that. I just like the shirt because what is it? No jelly, just jam. Because I like the lettering on that. It's pretty funny. That's why I bought it. I'm not really associated with it because I know I'm not that good really to do any like shows like that, honestly. So I just kind of buy the merch and wear it because it's funny.
Yeah, for sure. Well, definitely could see you doing shows and contests here pretty soon. But
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
from seeing what you've been doing in your progress, I mean, I wouldn't say that you're not ready because, again, realistically, you never know when you're going to be ready, to be honest. It just happens. So, and from seeing the dunks that you've been doing, obviously, we didn't know that you were jumping 7 days a week, but from seeing like your content that you've been posting lately, like the dunks that you're doing can definitely compete in obviously contests, but also it's just shows are just mostly for fun. There's not really any competition or anything. It's just to make the crowd go crazy and stuff like that. So shows are always available to really anybody. It's the contests that really are like the ones that I guess like pull apart or not pull apart, but how do I say that? Like they kind of make a difference in people. It kind of shows what a show person is able to do, and then a contest. Because obviously, shows you want to be consistent as well, but some of the times you're showing some of your best dunks rather than just your consistent ones. I mean, obviously there's consistency in that, but contests you're just trying to win. So like it's gonna be more of your consistent stuff, and you're trying to obviously win money for that
yeah,
if there is money on the line. So it kind of just depends. But I wouldn't say you're not ready yet, because again, you could be in par with some other guys right now. Obviously, the push offs is going to kind of be, I think, the problem, just because everybody loves push ups. They don't realize how easy it is. But I mean, just the dunks that you're doing, I mean, and how high you're jumping, like I don't see a reason why you couldn't. So I
yeah,
wouldn't count I wouldn't count yourself out yet. So
yeah,
Yeah, I try to normally do everything off the dribble. I've never even done a push off before. I've only tried to jump over my friend once and do an East Bay. I got a little close because I slipped, like, the ball slipped out of my hand. And I was like, oh, I haven't tried it since February. but I don't generally like to do push-offs or like to
Yeah.
travel during my dunks. I like to do everything off the dribble. I am absolutely terrible at lobs. I wish I was a little bit taller so I could do off the dribble like honey dips. That's the only dunk I do lobs for, honestly. Other than that, I generally do everything off the dribble, so it looks like it could be in game. I mean, it all could be, but
Yeah.
if I was taller, I could do honey dips like that easily.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we got like 4 minutes, but definitely want to talk about a few of the dunks you've done. So I know we obviously kind of talked about you only posting like newish dunks or like your best dunks. So I know we've seen you hit 360 East Bay and under both. I'd say those are probably two of your best dunks. How many times have you hit both of those?
360 East Bay, I have hit 5 times now. Under both was once because that was like at work too. I hit that dunk at work because I kind of got lucky because I came that day. I brought that shirt and I changed into it because I can't wear that shirt on the clock. I pull out the Dunkademic shirt, put it on real quick. I have it like all in one succession. I had it mounted on a chair, and then I pulled it out and I was like ready to do it 50 times because I was doing a summer camp and none of the kids came down in the gym. So I was like, oh, I could dunk real quick. I could try to get the under both because I've been trying that for like a week prior because I'm in the gym doing basketball with the kids, right? And I had that little short adrenaline effect, and I threw it down first try. I cut the clip because I swore, and I don't want to post on Instagram and get demonetized.
That's crazy that you only tried the under both for a week before that.
It was a while ago before. It was during the winter. I tried it off my opposite approach. I tried it off left, right, left, but I get rim stuff, and then I tried it again like 6 months later, and then like tried it for like a week again, and then I got it eventually.
Yeah, that's
For
crazy.
not for not having that much practice, that's like actually insane because like the style on it and just the way you do it looks perfect.
Yeah.
So like it's just crazy that you're getting these dunks without even trying them. Like I would say that often. Like you pick up very quickly, I've seen, which is obviously a good thing. And like you don't work on low rim at all. So like you said, all you do is on high rim stuff. So if you're going for a new dunk, you're going for it on 10 feet, which is just also kind of crazy. Which a lot of guys will like rep it on a low rim or like get the hand speed on a wall or something before they go to 10 feet. You're just like, nope, I'm just gonna go do it on 10 feet and hit it real quick, which is just kind of absurd. But
Yeah, for sure. That is, all right, we're back. So definitely want to get a bit more into your training and then obviously like goals and stuff and we can wrap it up. But yeah, so just like what does your training look like week to week? Obviously you don't have to give out like all the free sauce or whatever, but just kind of like what do you generally do in a given week?
Uh, Training days, 7 days a week usually. I don't really do anything like particularly like secretive, but I train calves, seated calf raises about every single day, almost unless my Achilles feels like it's going to give out. But and then I go back right into it and I keep training that. And I do a lot of like pull work and like my pull up my YMCA where I work at. I do a lot of hip mobility, a lot of like leg kicking and shoulder mobility for like a faster arm swing and chest flies in the pool too. A lot of like free weight and body weight stuff. I don't really use machines on any exercise because that's not like how jumping generally works. I'll like jumping in the pool as well, alternating your jumps, left like jumping. I've been trying to do a lot of like left jumping because I did high jump for senior year because I only did it for 1 year, but then I graduated, of course. But jumping in the pool is one of my personal favorite exercises, though it might give PFP in the long run because of the excessive amount of jumping. Because I did 100 reps of jumps in the pool on each leg, and then I did 75 on both in about 5.5 feet of water, jumping up and down repeatedly. 3 seconds of rest in between each set, and just keep going at it. Tire my legs out, get the fibers all set up. But I generally train for a lot of type 2 muscle fiber buildup and force production. That's how I generally place it as.
so have you like done a lot of research on like these not weighted exercises, or is this just something that you've been doing for like years on end that you just kept with it, or was this something that you got like taught from somebody?
I pretty much taught myself how to do everything I do, other than like taking like very minuscule exercises from a few other people, like some like calf exercises, nothing like too insane, like secretive exercise or something like that. But I've been doing the pull work exercises for the past year or so, not really too long, because I wasn't really that smart in like weight room, like exercise wise, to like get stronger and faster until like the past year and a half. Because when I got my first dunk, I was like, oh, okay, I try to go for a windmill, train a little bit harder by doing calves every single day in class. That's like the only thing I did in class because it's like the only exercise you can do in school without looking weird around other people, if you know what I mean. But I
Yeah.
generally try to base it off of how I feel on it. I don't really follow any other program because I feel like I can't just stick with it, honestly, because I feel like a robot following a program. I kind of just feel out what I like.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So would you say that like you're like the part of your body that you're like trying to work the most on is your calves?
Yeah, I would say cabs, 90% is what I do the most. Like every single day, standing, doing nothing, do some calf raises, sitting down, seated calf raises, waiting in a line, standing calf raises. Uh, at my college, I have a seated calf raise machine I hit every single day before class, then after the next class, then after the next class, and then I do it one last time before I leave. I try to go all out. I usually use 2 to 5 plates, and I aim for 20 reps to 50 reps with full intent. I go down really slow and I shoot up as fast as I can, even until my legs give out, because I want to get that full effect. I don't want to do it until like I feel mild discomfort. Discomfort. I like to go all out on it, train it the most.
Yeah. That's really interesting because I know like I know you said you like follow Isaiah and them because they don't really like I know that I don't think they've talked about like calves too much as like one of the driving factors of jumping. I know it's definitely a factor, but yeah, I haven't heard like a ton about like super high reps and stuff like that. So that's crazy. Like I don't know, your training is just very different. Like it's super interesting to hear about. But yeah,
Yeah,
and
I
the
was gonna
go
I
for it,
was
go
gonna
for it.
say, do you ever like are you ever getting sore from any of this, or are you always just feeling good? Because like if me or Dylan either one of us did this, like we would be
Or
gassed
basically
after a week of
anybody.
doing this. Yeah,
Yeah.
literally anybody I feel like would be gassed after this. So like how sore are you getting if anything?
The only thing I feel pain in right now, like generally, is just like my kneecaps. I don't feel any like discomfort or soreness in my calves at all. I just like to keep doing it no matter what. But just PFP is like the only thing that's been hurting me the past 3 months. But it doesn't hurt me jumping at all. I feel like I keep jumping higher and higher no matter the pain because it's only like if like I'm standing still and I push on it, that's the only time it hurts. Or if I graze it on something, it doesn't hurt jumping at all because it's not used. But I'm thinking about maybe like heat treatment for it and like cupping. That's the only thing I've really been doing, and it doesn't really help. But it probably might not help that I'm jumping 7 days a week and lifting 7 days a week and doing calves 7 days a week and everything else 7 days a week. I try to do every exercise I normally do every single day, unless that area hurts. And I just do any other movement. All the stuff I normally do, maybe like at least like there was at least like 200 or so exercises. But like before summer started, I did them every single day, 7 days a week, even inside. I would just work on it while I'm at my setup, doing nothing because I had nothing better to do. Because playing games is boring if you don't like have exercise included. That's the only time I really play games if I'm exercising. That's how I generally manage my exercise. I don't do it outside anywhere else.
Have you have you ever like deloaded or researched deload or anything or researched like deloading or anything like that? Like, do you know what that is?
Yeah, I tried to deload for like a week. Just take light. I haven't really squatted until like a week ago or so. I haven't squatted in like over the summer really at all because of knee pain. I thought that was the issue, but I was completely wrong actually. That the PFP would help heal squats, which is my mistake. I haven't been squatting all the past like 2 months, which is kind of a dumb idea. But I don't know if it really helped me gain vertical because I've been trying to focus on my knees. But at the same time, I feel like I'm jumping higher, which is kind of weird. But uh, I honestly don't know how to explain it. It's so weird to try to explain because my training's so different and like spread out everywhere than everyone else's because I do it so much, 7 days a week, nonstop, because I don't want to like sit still
Yeah,
exercising.
So is
yeah, I
your
feel it.
pain for your knees, is that more deeper or is it kind of like on the surface more?
So we're on the surface. If I'm like standing up straight, like if you were to stand up straight right now and go over and like bend over and touch your kneecap and press down on the top of it, that's exactly where the pain is. Even if my leg is like in a bent position like this, if I'm pressing down on the kneecap like this on a downwards motion, that's where it hurts mostly. It's more on my right side, but I'm thinking that's more lenient because of that's my dominant approach, like left right. But
So
Yeah,
it's not below the kneecap at all, like it's not in the actual tendon.
no,
It's more on the top. Is it almost where your quad tendon is, or no?
yeah, it's generally in that area. It's like
So
this
you
small
might it
pinpoint.
might be tendinopathy is maybe what you have. So because PFP is a little bit deeper in the knee and it's kind of like behind the kneecap, it feels like, or behind the tendon. That's kind of what generally PFP is, and like usually ISOs and stuff doesn't really help with that. It actually might make it worse. Um, so do you do any isometrics at all, or anything like that, or is it literally all just like the kind of, I know you said like heating, cupping, stuff like that?
To try to heal it, you said, right?
just
Yeah,
like
like what do you
isometrics
do
in
anything?
general.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
isometrics. Like in the weight room, I normally grab. It varies for like jumping exercises. I usually like to grab 10-pound weights, like not like yeah, like plates, and jump with them, and then I go to 25s, then 35s, then 45s, and I jump with them, and I
Yeah.
hop off the weights.
Okay, yeah.
But those are like
Have
my
you
type of
ever
isometrics.
have you ever tried isometrics where like you like isolate in a certain position, like for example, a wall sit or
Yeah,
leg extension holding for like 45 seconds or anything like that, or not really?
I've been trying to heal my knees by doing because I saw Isaiah Rivera, the video about it, where you stick out both legs, then you go down with one, and then you try to lower it as slow as you can with one to try that, but it doesn't really help. So, I mean, I've been trying it. I've still been trying it, but it doesn't seem like it's helping. So I
Yeah,
just
I would
switched to
say more of the isometric is that what we're looking for, or like what a true isometric is where you're holding one of those positions. So either on the leg extension or wall sits, or
Yeah, for
there's one that
quad,
Dylan does for his quad. Is he kind
it's like a
of basically
reverse
sits on his
Nordic.
knees,
Yeah,
yeah,
you just like
and he
push
sits
down on the
down and
ground.
you just basically push on a wall, or you even can just sit there, and
Yeah,
it just targets that quad, and then you also just use
yeah,
that for you literally hold that for 30 to 45 seconds, and that's usually what the isometric that a
yeah,
lot of people are doing. And because like there's really with the isometric, there's no jumping involved or anything. It's literally just holding
yeah,
something for a period of time.
yeah. Hunter, correct me if I'm wrong, but like basically what happens is like, like when you get tendonitis or tendinopathy, like basically your tendon is like dead in a certain part of it. Like it's like I don't remember the proper term for it, Hunter. Do you know what it is? But I don't
Not the
even
top of
know.
my
But
head,
it's like
no.
yeah,
It's
but
yeah,
basically that's what it is. It's like dead and like you like jumping and heavy lifting and like just those dynamic movements generally just like tear at that tendon even more. They don't really help it much. If anything, they make it a lot worse. And like isolating that spot through those isometrics is like really the only way that you can hit that spot and like start to heal it. That's just what, Isaiah, THP, and just the general scientific community around jumping has found. But yeah,
yeah. Also, slow squats or slow movements also help. So people will do like slow squats or slow calf raises if they have like Achilles tendinopathy. People will do slow calf raises where they'll lower for like 5 seconds and then go up for 5 seconds. Or squatting, they go down for 5 seconds and then up for 5 seconds. That can also generally help. tendinopathy as
Yeah.
well, just because you're slowly engaging that tendon, and it's not like, well, jumping, you're doing it rapidly, so it's a burst of energy going through that tendon, while as you're slowly doing that movement that actually can help it because you're doing the opposite basically of what you've been doing to make it hurt basically. So obviously there's different ways that you can do it, but I would just play around with it a little bit because obviously you say you've been kind of having this pain for like 3 months, and obviously it's not a fun pain to have at all. So I would definitely say it's probably, from my understanding. Actually, could you stand up and like show me where the pain is? Because I'm trying to like see if it's like on the quad
Yeah.
or like where it's
So,
actually at. Let me see where it's actually at.
you can try to like lower the angle a little bit. So, like if you're looking at my knee, right? See my knee? If I'm
Yep.
staying right
Yep.
here, I'm pressing exactly right on the top of the kneecap, right here,
Yeah. That's your
directly on
quad
top.
tendon.
It's not as
Generally, yeah.
bad on my left as it is on my right, but generally that's
Most
been going around for the
yeah.
past like 3 months.
Yeah. Most
Sucks.
likely most likely quad tendon, but it's also gonna be hard to get rid of it if you're jumping 7 days a week. So I mean, you gotta kind of pick your poison there. But yeah, that's just, what we do. But obviously up to you. But yeah, if you want to get rid of it, definitely try that out. But
Yeah, rest is definitely the number one thing if you're having pain. As much as it sucks, like obviously as dunkers, we all love to dunk. I mean, that's what our main thing we're doing. But resting is truly what's going to fix the problem because again, you're just going to give your body and your tendons or whatever's hurting time to rest, and then you can slowly build back into things. So obviously, if you rest for let's say a week, you're not just going to go straight into full lift or jumps again. You're going to have to build back up into those and either do a slow lift, load management, whatever it may be, just to get back into it. Because if you go too quickly again, it's just going to come back again and maybe even get even worse. Um, so you kind of have to play around with things, but I wouldn't let it to, because like, what would you say out of 10? How bad is the pain? Like, or how bad has it gotten? And then how bad is it like right now?
It's like a weird type of factor. Some days it's like a 3 out of 10 if I push really hard on it. Some days it's not even there at all. And then maybe like a day later and I like press on it really hard, 10 out of 10 pain, like someone's taking a blade, prying under my kneecap and turning it. But other than that, it's like it's like a weird graph. It goes up and down a lot. It's not like a consistent pain level.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
generally how it goes. But yeah, it's tendonitis is super weird and annoying. But yeah, those are just some things you could do to
Yeah.
try out. But yeah,
One thing I would say with that is I wouldn't actually press on the part that hurts because that could just honestly irritate it more. So I would do something that, like a movement that could potentially like hurt, not
like a
hurt, but
slow squat.
like doing
Yeah,
a test. Yeah, a slow squat, or you could do a low effort jump, or um, something along the lines of where you can feel like a 3 out of 10 pain or something like that. And it's almost like that's kind of how you can tell. Like Isaiah always says, like he always tries to do one movement that like aggravates it a little bit and see it where the pain is at. And then that's kind of how he goes about his lifts and how hard he can actually go into that or jumping or whatever he's doing throughout the day. That's just kind of general rule of thumb that he does. But like pressing on it is like if your eye hurts, you're not going to press on your eye to see if it hurts because you already know it hurts. So I would say try not to not to push on or anything like that. But I would just say instead try to do a movement that kind of basically not like hurts it a lot, but just like you can feel if it's like, oh, it's better today or it's worse or whatever it may be. But I'll just keep an eye on it for sure. So
yeah, yeah. Obviously, we're not here to tell you what to do, but just some things to keep an eye out for. Gotta
Yeah, I feel
gotta
like a
keep
lot of
gotta
like
gotta
loss of
keep you
strength.
healthy, bro.
And I want to stay healthy. I don't want no more broken kneecaps or anything like that.
Yeah,
That's the worst thing ever.
yeah.
Being
That's
crutches,
scary.
full leg casts sucks because I don't want to sit here and
Yeah,
play games all day and do nothing. Because
yeah.
then I can't go to school, work, can't dunk. Maybe I could practice wheelchair dunks on 3 feet tall. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we're gonna wrap up with some of your goals for like short term and then long term as well. So just whether that's weight room numbers, dunk goals, whatever, anything, bro.
For like long-term goals, I want to be able to dunk until I'm at least like 65, hopefully. But I'm on the disadvantaged side because I'm a bit shorter. But I don't know how it'll pan out. Knock on wood. Hopefully, I'll be able to dunk until I'm a lot older. I'm gonna keep training consistently. No more broken kneecaps. No more pain. Hopefully, cross my fingers for that. As like a short-term goal, I want to stay as healthy as possible, which I'm not right now, and I want to make like new dunks like every single day. Hopefully, like what's it like 360 under both, like a J Rich off the glass East Bay. I'm gonna try it next because I've never tried anything really off the glass except like a one-hander, basic garbage dunks. Like I do that. I want to try to do maybe like off the glass under both, maybe because I have the vertical for a lot of dunks. I just don't have the technicality or hand speed or anything like that because I'm really slow. As like my recent posts, I was like walking into my dunks kind of. I wasn't really getting any speed into that at all. I'm like relatively a slow guy. I feel like when I'm like running to my dunks, I don't feel like I have no speed, or anything like that. But my main, not a dream dunk, but next dunk, I want to make 360 scoop elbow. I think that's doable. Just got to not tear my shoulder.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Well, really appreciate you hopping on. Like, super, super interesting journey, man. I mean, obviously, obviously, we're like saying some things to work on, but it's just because we want to see you succeed, bro. Because the progress has been absolutely insane. So, really excited to hear. But yeah, guys, make sure to go follow him, Dylan McCarthy. And yeah, that wraps up episode 30. See you on the next one. Peace out.